Hey friends, welcome to tonight's relaxing philosophy for sleep. This slow-spoken bedtime gentle narration is designed to help you unwind, clear your mind, and drift into a peaceful night's rest. As you settle into bed, imagine yourself in a peaceful garden, the warm glow of a sunset stretching over the horizon. With each breath, feel the weight of your day melt away, the tension slipping from your shoulders, your neck, and your hands. Tonight, we'll explore the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy, guiding you into a state of calmness. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a quiet lake, the surface perfectly still, reflecting the deep blue sky above. There's no rush, no noise, just the serene quiet of the moment. You probably never realized philosophy could lull you to sleep so peacefully. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And as always, I invite you to share your location and local time in the comments. Let's connect as we unwind and explore ideas that have kept minds at peace for centuries. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together to begin. Let's consider the first step in any Stoic practice, the preparation of the mind. A Stoic's path begins with awareness and intentionality, understanding that our thoughts are like a garden, requiring care and tending to grow peaceful and free of weeds. Imagine yourself standing before a large, ancient door. Behind it lies the quiet refuge of sleep, but first, you must prepare yourself to enter. The key to that door is a clear and calm mind. The Stoics believed that before you could engage in any meaningful reflection or meditation, you needed to set the stage, calming the internal chatter and allowing the external world to fade. This doesn't mean you must suppress your thoughts, on the contrary. It's about understanding them, examining them, and accepting that not all thoughts deserve your attention. As you take a slow, deep breath, think of each inhalation as a moment to clear your mental space. Each exhalation releases the tension of the day. You're no longer concerned with the chaos, the rush of work or responsibility. Right now, it's just you and this quiet space. The ancient Stoics had a simple yet profound way of managing their emotions and thoughts. They knew that in life, we can't control everything. In fact, a key Stoic lesson is the realization that much of life is beyond our influence. This can be a freeing idea, especially when we face stress or the mental clutter of daily life. As you begin to relax, think about the elements of your day you had no control over, the unexpected interruptions, the choices others made that affected you. The Stoics would remind you that these things are not worth worrying over, because, ultimately, they lie outside the realm of your control. What you can control, however, is how you respond. You may not have been able to stop the phone call or the email that interrupted your flow, but you can decide how you allow those things to affect you. This is where Stoic mindfulness begins. As you breathe, focus on letting go of anything you cannot change. Gently release these thoughts and shift your focus to the here and now, the comfort of your bed, the softness of your pillow, the rhythmic sound of your breathing dot. In fact, Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, would start each day by reminding himself that people would annoy him, frustrate him, and try to get under his skin. But he had already made the decision that his reaction to these situations was within his power. Tonight, you can do the same. The people who may have upset you today, whether through their words or their actions, are no longer present. And the things you were unable to control, they no longer have a place in your mind. Think of your mind as a clear pond, free from the ripples caused by external distractions. Let that peace settle into every corner of your being. Now you're ready. So, as you lie here preparing for sleep, let's take a moment to apply this Stoic principle. With each breath, remind yourself, I control my thoughts. I release what is beyond my power. I am ready for rest. Allow yourself to let go of anything that's not serving your peace tonight. Allow the gentle, natural rhythm of your breathing to be the only thing that matters. Close your eyes and let your body relax deeper into the mattress, supported by the earth beneath you. You've already made the decision to rest, to release, to be at peace. This is your time, and it's one you've earned at this moment. With your mind prepared, let's pause to reflect on the nature of sleep itself. Sleep is not just a physical state. It's a natural, restorative process that mirrors the Stoic practice of reflection and release. In the same way that we seek to clear our minds before we sleep, the body too seeks to release tension, to recalibrate, and to restore itself. The Stoics believed that each night was an opportunity to let go of the day's worries and allow the mind to rest deeply, without interference or unnecessary thoughts. As you lie here, think of each exhalation as a quiet, gentle release of everything you don't need right now. You don't need to hold on to yesterday's problems, nor do you need to worry about tomorrow's uncertainties. This is your time to rest. This is the time to allow your body to restore itself. And just as we prepare for sleep, Stoic philosophy prepares us for life by teaching us how to approach challenges. By practicing mindfulness and mental clarity, we can approach difficult situations with a calm, steady hand. As we breathe, we find ourselves more attuned to the present, more aware of our thoughts, and more capable of managing them. Sleep, too, becomes a reflection of this clarity, free from mental clutter, free from the distractions of the outside world, and grounded in the now. This first step, preparing your mind, is the foundation for a peaceful rest. It is your entry into the quiet, restful place where peace can fully unfold. As you continue to relax and prepare for the deeper stages of sleep, remember that you've already begun the journey of releasing what doesn't serve you. You've taken the first Stoic step towards peace, the release of external distractions, the acceptance of what you cannot change, and the commitment to nurturing your own inner calm. From here, your mind can truly rest, and your body will follow, embracing the stillness that comes with a peaceful night's sleep. As you lie there, eyes gently closed, body sinking deeper into the comfort of your bed, let's continue our journey through Stoic philosophy. Tonight, we move into the heart of one of the core teachings of the Stoics, the art of letting go. It's often said that we humans are not defined by what happens to us, but rather by how we respond to what happens to us. This idea is central to Stoic thought, and it's a lesson that can guide us toward a peaceful night's rest. In life, we encounter situations that are beyond our control. Perhaps someone cuts us off in traffic, or an unexpected event throws off our plans for the day. In moments like these, our natural reaction is often frustration, anger, or stress. But the Stoics would have us pause and ask ourselves, what truly can I control in this situation? The answer, the Stoics believed, is simple: only our response. Everything else, from the actions of others to the circumstances we find ourselves in, is outside our control. So, as you lie here, imagine that any remnants of the day that you're still holding on to are like small stones in your hands. Each worry, each irritation, each unfinished task is a stone that you're carrying. Now, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, let go of one stone at a time. Feel the weight in your hands lighten with every exhalation. It's a simple practice, yet incredibly powerful. You can't control how others behave, nor can you control the events that have already unfolded. But you can choose how to respond. In this moment, you are choosing to let go of what doesn't belong here, what isn't serving your peace, your rest, your well-being. This practice of letting go isn't just about ignoring what's happened or pretending it doesn't matter. It's about recognizing that holding on to things that are outside our control only brings stress and anxiety. The Stoics knew that this kind of mental weight doesn't just affect us in the moment, can carry into our sleep, into our dreams, and into our waking life. Holding on to these mental stones keeps our minds racing, makes it harder to find stillness, and prevents us from resting. So tonight, as you practice letting go, think of the stones in your hands as tangible representations of your worries. One by one, release them. In their place, allow peace to settle in. The next part of this practice involves something that may seem counterintuitive at first: accepting what you can't control. This doesn't mean resigning yourself to helplessness or passivity. On the contrary, it means coming to terms with the fact that life is full of things that are simply out of our hands. Philosophers still argue whether true serenity can only come from total acceptance, or whether the balance lies somewhere in between acting when we can, and releasing when we can't. But the Stoics were clear in their approach. We must embrace the limits of our own power, and in doing so, we can free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. For instance, imagine you have an important meeting tomorrow. You've prepared well, but no matter how much you worry or stress, you can't control how it will go. You might fear a poor performance, or worry about something unexpected happening. But those fears are not things you can control. The only thing you can control is how you show up and how you respond. Tonight, as you prepare for rest, consider the things in your life that you're still holding onto, the unresolved issues, the anxieties, the expectations, and reflect on whether these things are really worth carrying into the night. Perhaps you're thinking about a conversation that didn't go as planned, or an event that didn't unfold the way you had hoped. These are the stones you can let go of. The Stoics would tell you that when you release these things, you make space for peace. And with that space, your sleep becomes more than just a physical rest. It becomes a mental and emotional restoration, where the worries of the world can't follow you. This idea of letting go and accepting what's beyond our control also ties into another central Stoic concept, the idea of distinguishing between what is up to us and what is not. What is up to us, according to the Stoics, are the things we can influence: our thoughts, our actions, our judgments. What is not up to us are the things that lie outside our immediate control: other people's actions, the weather, the state of the world. This mental exercise, while seemingly simple, can help us find incredible freedom. When we focus only on what is within our control, we cease wasting energy on what we cannot change. We stop fighting against the inevitable. The Stoics understood that by accepting this, we can actually become more effective, more at peace, and more centered as you settle even deeper into the rhythm of your breathing. Remember that tonight is your time to practice this art of letting go. Just as you've let go of the stones of the day, let the physical sensations of your body follow suit. Feel your muscles relax, from your neck all the way down to your toes. As you breathe out, imagine any lingering tension flowing out of your body, leaving you lighter with each exhalation. The goal here isn't to force yourself into relaxation, to allow it to happen naturally by releasing the mental and physical tension that you don't need. As the quiet of the night wraps around you, Notice the peace that settles in, the stillness that begins to take root in your mind. This is the essence of the Stoic practice, finding tranquility not by fighting with the world, but by letting go of what doesn't serve you and accepting what is. The Stoics believed that true serenity comes from this kind of inner calm, this willingness to release what is beyond our control and focus on the present moment in the coming hours. As you drift deeper into sleep, know that this practice of letting go is a skill that you can carry with you into your waking life. The art of letting go doesn't stop here, it's a continuous process. Every day presents us with moments where we can choose to let go of unnecessary worries, or where we can choose to hold onto them. But here, in this peaceful space, you've taken the first step toward embracing a quieter, more restful mind. Tonight, let this be your lesson, that peace comes when we release, when we accept, and when we allow ourselves to simply be. As you continue to sink deeper into the comforting embrace of your bed, let's move forward with the practice of one of the most important Stoic teachings, cognitive control. This is the Stoic practice of managing your thoughts, not letting them rule over you. Just as you've released the external stresses and concerns from earlier in the day, now we turn inward to observe and shape our internal landscape. You see, the mind is like a wild stallion. It can run off in any direction, sometimes even faster than we can keep up with. It gallops away into worries, anxieties, and fantasies, pulling us along without mercy. But the Stoics believed that we could tame this wild horse by recognizing our thoughts and observing them, without letting them control us. This practice begins with awareness. In this moment, as you rest comfortably, allow yourself to become aware of any thoughts that are lingering in your mind. You don't need to judge them, and you don't need to engage with them. Simply notice them. Maybe you're thinking about an argument you had today, or wondering what tomorrow will bring. Perhaps your mind is already slipping into a worry about something you forgot to do, or something that's out of your control. These thoughts are like clouds passing through the sky. They come and go, but you don't need to attach yourself to them. Just notice them and let them drift away. It can be surprisingly difficult to do this. Our thoughts tend to grab our attention, demanding we give them space. It's as if our minds are naturally inclined to spiral into worry or concern, and often we let them. But in the Stoic tradition, you learn to step back. Instead of letting your thoughts dictate your state of being, you choose how to respond to them. You choose not to engage with them unless necessary. Think about it. If your thoughts are like waves crashing on the shore, you don't need to ride every single one. You can simply observe them, watch them ebb and flow, and allow them to pass. The more you practice this, the more peaceful your mind becomes. Each wave that passes without your involvement makes your mind clearer, quieter, and freer. Let's break it down further. You don't need to control your thoughts in a forceful way. This isn't about suppressing them. It's about becoming aware of them and giving yourself the choice to either engage or not. The Stoics were masters of this. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, famously said that it's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. This is the core idea behind Stoic cognitive control. When you're lying in bed and your mind begins to wander, the initial reaction is often to follow it. You may start thinking about a problem, and that thought leads to another. And before you know it, you're stuck in a mental loop. But what if, instead of following that train of thought, you just recognized it for what it was? Just a thought, not a truth. What if you simply allowed that thought to come and go without getting swept up in it? Tonight, as you're lying here, try that. If any thoughts come up, Don't fight them or feel frustrated by them. Just acknowledge them and then let them pass by. Think of them like leaves floating down a stream. You don't need to pick them up and examine them. You just let them float by, carried away by the current. It's a simple practice, but it requires patience and repetition. With each breath, you're training your mind to let go of the need to cling to these thoughts. The more you practice, the easier it gets. As you breathe in deeply, imagine each breath clearing out the clutter of your mind. With each exhale, release the thoughts that are no longer necessary. Feel the weight lifting from your mind, just as it lifted from your body earlier when you let go of the mental stones. What you're doing right now is preparing your mind for sleep. The more you practice this Stoic principle of cognitive control, the more you'll realize that sleep isn't something you force. It's a natural process that unfolds when you give your mind the space it needs to rest. The mind, like the body, requires care and attention. Just as you wouldn't expect your muscles to relax without a little effort, your mind also requires gentle guidance to settle down. So, as you continue to breathe deeply, think of each exhalation as a release of mental clutter. With every breath, you're training your mind to become still, to stop chasing after every fleeting thought. This practice of cognitive control is especially helpful when you find yourself caught in a cycle of overthinking. Overthinking can be like a hamster wheel. You go round and round, but you never get anywhere. It's exhausting and frustrating. Stoics would advise that the best way to deal with overthinking is to recognize when it begins and gently redirect your attention. As you lie there, ready to drift off into sleep, you might notice that your mind starts to wander. This is normal, but when it does, you have the opportunity to guide it back to a peaceful place. By recognizing that you don't need to entertain every thought, you regain control. You remind yourself that your thoughts do not define you. You have the power to decide which thoughts deserve your attention and which ones can be let go. Philosophers still argue whether it's possible to truly master our thoughts. Some believe that it takes a lifetime of practice, while others argue that it's not about mastery at all, but rather about learning to flow with our thoughts. The Stoics would likely say that it's not the outcome that matters, it's the practice itself. The more you engage in this kind of cognitive control, the easier it becomes. The more you observe your thoughts without becoming attached to them, the more peaceful your mind becomes. As you rest here, allow yourself to continue this practice of self. Recognize the thoughts that arise, acknowledge them, and let them go. It's a skill that will serve you not only tonight, but every night. The more you practice this mindfulness, the more you'll find that your mind becomes a peaceful, calm space where you can rest and recharge. Your sleep will become deeper and more restorative, and when you wake, you'll feel refreshed and ready to face the day. This is the essence of Stoic cognitive control. Not to fight against your thoughts, but to recognize them, understand them, and let them pass. Now, as you breathe deeply, feel the rhythm of your body syncing with your mind. With every breath, you're creating space, allowing the stillness to settle in. The more you practice this, the more natural it will become. And soon, you'll find that you can slip into restful sleep without the usual struggles. Your mind will be free, your body will be relaxed, and you'll be ready for the restful slumber you deserve. As your body sinks deeper into the comfort of your bed, we now turn our attention to a fundamental, Stoic practice that can help ease you into a peaceful night's sleep. The idea of perspective. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to get caught up in the small, stressful moments that seem to define our experience. A missed appointment, A difficult conversation, or a minor inconvenience can feel like monumental obstacles, especially when we're tired or overwhelmed. But what the Stoics teach us is that one of the most powerful tools we have to find peace is simply changing how we view the world around us. Take a deep breath and think of how many times during your day you encountered things that seemed frustrating or difficult. Now, imagine looking at those moments from a higher vantage point, from the view of a bird soaring high in the sky. Imagine seeing your entire day laid out before you, not just the stress, but also the small victories, the moments of joy, the beauty in the simple things. From this elevated perspective, the things that seemed so significant before now appear small and fleeting. The Stoics believed that this shift in perspective was one of the most powerful ways to find peace. By stepping back and viewing life from a broader lens, we can see the full picture and realize that many of the things that stress us out are, in the grand scheme of things, relatively insignificant. As you lie in bed, imagine yourself above it, all hovering over your day like a calm observer. You're not judging yourself, and you're not caught up in the emotions of the moment. You're simply witnessing everything that happened, acknowledging the ups and downs, but not allowing them to have a hold over you. The key here is not to minimize your feelings, but to recognize that everything in life is temporary. The Stoics knew that by viewing life as part of a larger, more expansive whole, we could gain perspective and release our attachment to the small, momentary frustrations. As you breathe deeply, let yourself step back in time. Picture your entire day, not as a series of isolated events, but as one small part of your journey. Remember that these challenges, however big they may seem in the moment, are just passing moments. Soon they will fade, and you'll be left with only the lessons and experiences they offered. What you're doing right now is practicing something Marcus Aurelius called the view from above. He would regularly remind himself that he was just a small part of a much larger universe, and that his troubles, while important, were not the center of everything. In fact, he saw them as part of a vast, interconnected cosmos that was beyond his control. This perspective helped him find peace in the midst of the chaos that surrounded him as a Roman emperor. By stepping back and seeing the bigger picture, he could better manage the stress and pressures of his role. Tonight, as you lie in bed, you have the same opportunity to practice this view from above. You have the chance to see your life and your day from a higher perspective, to recognize that the things that seemed so stressful just hours ago are nothing more than fleeting moments in time. In this moment, everything is calm. You are not your stress, your worries, or your concerns. You are the calm observer of all that has passed. When you look at your day from this perspective, you might realize something important. The things that caused you the most stress were often things outside your control. Stoic philosophers still argue whether our attachment to things is the root cause of our suffering, or whether it's our interpretation of those things that creates turmoil. But the Stoics would have us focus not on what happens, but on how we respond. The things that happen today, whether they were good, bad, or neutral, are no longer within your grasp. They belong to the past. Now, as you lie here, in the stillness of the night, you are free from them. You can choose to let them go, to release their hold on your thoughts. From this higher perspective, the past is just that past. It has no power over you now. It's time to let go of the emotional weight, and in doing so, create space for peace. Imagine now that the stresses of the day are like small ripples in the ocean. They were once part of the current, but now they've faded. leaving only the stillness of the water behind. This stillness, this calm, is what you have access to right now. It's a quiet space where all of your troubles, big or small, can rest. And in this space, you can reflect on what truly matters. Your peace, your ability to observe without attachment, and your capacity to respond with clarity and calm. As you continue to breathe, let this awareness deepen. Feel yourself becoming more in tune with the present moment, more connected to the rhythm of your breath, and more at peace with the world around you. The Stoics taught that peace doesn't come from changing the world around us, but from changing how we perceive it. By cultivating a perspective of detachment, by seeing the world from above, we can find an inner peace that is unshakable. Now, as you continue to relax, remember that this perspective is something you can take with you into your waking life. The practice of the view from above doesn't end when you wake up. Each day presents new opportunities to step back, to detach from the drama, and to observe your life with clarity. It's a skill you can refine over time, and one that will continue to bring you peace long after you've finished this evening's practice. You don't have to be a Roman emperor to benefit from this practice. You just have to be someone willing to look at life through a different lens as you breathe deeply and settle further into your bed. Know that you've already begun to cultivate a powerful tool for peace. By embracing the view from above, you're practicing the art of detachment, allowing you to rise above the everyday worries and stresses that cloud your mind. And tonight, as you drift into a restful sleep, remember that this perspective will always be available to you, ready to offer calm whenever you need it. For now, let the stillness of your mind be the reflection of the stillness of the world around you. You are part of something much larger than yourself, and in this moment, everything is as it should be. As the stillness deepens and your mind begins to rest, we now turn to the Stoic idea that could radically shift the way you experience the present moment, living in the here and now. It's easy to think that peace will come once we reach a certain goal, or once the worries of life are out of the way. We often tell ourselves, "I'll be at peace when I get through this busy period," or, "Once this issue is resolved, I can finally relax." But the Stoics teach us a different approach. True peace is found in the present moment, not in some distant future. As you lie in bed, take a slow breath in, and, as you exhale, let yourself sink deeper into the present. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, emphasized that the key to happiness is not in waiting for external circumstances to change, but in changing how we engage with the moment at hand. Right now, as you lie here, there is nothing you need to do, no task you need to finish, no goal you need to reach. All that matters is this moment. Think about it. You've set aside the worries of the day. You've let go of the things outside of your control, and you've observed your thoughts. In this quiet space, you have the opportunity to experience peace, not because everything is perfect, but because you are fully present, fully engaged in the now. The beauty of this practice is that it doesn't require waiting for a perfect moment. It's something you can access at any time, simply by redirecting your focus. As you rest in bed, let your body and mind truly embrace the present. You're not thinking about tomorrow's challenges or yesterday's regrets. You're not wondering if you've missed something or worrying about what will happen next. You're just here, in this space, with nothing but the rhythm of your breath and the calmness of your body. There's an inherent wisdom in this moment, an understanding that peace does not come from external conditions, but from accepting what is, exactly as it is. The Stoics believed that we can only control our responses to the present, and that by accepting the present moment as it is, we free ourselves from the chains of worry and anxiety. You may have a million things waiting for you tomorrow, but right now, in this stillness, you are free. You are in the exact place you need to be. Nothing else is required of you except to be present, to be here, and to allow yourself to be at peace. When we focus too much on the future or the past, we miss the beauty of the moment. It's easy to get caught up in the what-ifs of life, to wonder what might happen tomorrow or ruminate over past mistakes. But the Stoics remind us that the past is gone and the future is not here yet. All we have is now, this fleeting moment in which we exist. In this space, there is no need for worry, no need for anticipation. All that is required is your full attention, your full presence. You have already taken the first step by simply acknowledging that this is your moment to rest, to let go, and to be still as you sink deeper into relaxation. Let the present moment become your anchor. Notice the sensation of your body against the mattress, the gentle rise and fall of your chest with each breath, the softness of your pillow beneath your head. Every tiny detail that would normally be overlooked in the rush of daily life becomes a source of calm. The sensation of warmth, the coolness of the air, the quiet hum of the world around you all. Of these things are part of your present experience. The more you focus on these details, the more you draw yourself into the here and now. With each breath, you let go of everything that is not this moment. You embrace the peaceful simplicity of being. In this space, you don't need to chase after anything. You are already exactly where you need to be. The beauty of Stoic practice is that it teaches us that true contentment is not found in achieving external success or waiting for a perfect time. Instead, it's about recognizing that every moment, no matter how simple, is enough. The Stoics often spoke of living according to nature, and what they meant by that was living in harmony with the natural flow of life without resistance. This means accepting life as it is in this very moment, without grasping for something different. Now, as you rest and breathe, let this idea of living in the present fully settle into your mind. Notice how the more you focus on the present, the more your mind begins to slow down, the less anxious you feel, and the more you can simply be. The world will keep moving outside of you, but inside there is stillness. By letting go of your need to control the future or dwell on the past, you allow yourself to embrace the quiet of the present. You are not bound by the worries of tomorrow, nor are you trapped in the regrets of yesterday. You are simply here, in this moment, experiencing the peace that comes from being fully present. This is the gift of the Stoic practice. When you accept the present as it is, without judgment or desire for change, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and find the peace that resides in the moment. The beauty of this practice is that it doesn't require perfection, it simply requires a willingness to embrace the present. And the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. With each night, you will find it easier to release the burdens of the day and settle into the simplicity of the moment. Sleep, when we allow it, is the perfect opportunity to experience this peace. Just as the body needs rest, the mind needs a break from the constant stream of thoughts and worries. By focusing on the present, you allow your mind the freedom to rest. Your breath slows, your body relaxes, and the world fades into the background. You've already practiced the art of letting go, and now you can surrender to the natural flow of sleep. It's here, in the present, that you will find your most peaceful rest as you drift deeper into slumber. Remember that the practice of living in the moment is something you can carry with you. It's not just about this evening, this moment of rest. It's about every moment, every day. By learning to live in the now, you free yourself from the constant pull of stress, worry, and anxiety. You allow yourself to rest, to be at peace, and to simply be. In this moment, all that is required of you is to let go and to embrace the simplicity of the here and now. As your breath continues to slow and your mind settles further into the soothing embrace of relaxation, let's now turn to one of the most powerful principles in Stoic philosophy, simplicity, in a world that often feels cluttered with distractions, expectations, and noise. The Stoics taught us the importance of stripping away the unnecessary in order to focus on what truly matters. You've already taken steps to let go of external stress and let go of the unhelpful thoughts that may have lingered in your mind. But the practice of simplicity goes even further reaches, about decluttering your entire experience, removing the superfluous so that you can focus on the essentials. As you lie in bed, allow yourself to embrace the simplicity of the moment. The complexities of your day, the to-do lists, the plans for tomorrow, let them fade into the background. You don't need to carry them with you into this space. Right now, in this moment, the only thing that matters is your breath, your body, and the peaceful state of rest you're preparing for. Think of simplicity as a way to clear the mental fog and make room for a clearer, more peaceful mind. When we live simply, we can focus on what truly brings us joy, peace, and fulfillment, much like how a clear sky reveals the beauty of the stars. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that we need more to be happy, more things, more accomplishments, more success. But the Stoics believed that happiness doesn't come from accumulating more. It comes from embracing the simplicity of life and finding contentment with less. This doesn't mean rejecting everything, or living a life devoid of joy and beauty. On the contrary, it's about recognizing what truly contributes to your well-being and letting go of what doesn't. Tonight, as you settle into the quiet, let go of the noise, the constant thoughts of what's next, or what did I forget? Instead, focus on the simple rhythm of your breath, the sensation of your body sinking into the bed, the soft sounds of the world outside. The Stoics believed that when we focus on what is essential, we release the grip of stress and anxiety. We free ourselves from the constant desire for more, which only pulls us further away from peace. By practicing simplicity, we embrace the present moment with clarity and calm. Imagine that your mind is like a cluttered room full of thoughts, worries, plans, and obligations. Now, picture yourself methodically clearing away the clutter. As each thought, worry, or unnecessary task is put aside, the room becomes more spacious, more peaceful, and more inviting. This is what simplicity can do for your mind, that clears out the distractions and makes space for the peace and tranquility you need. As you lie there, take a moment to reflect on your day. What parts of it were cluttered with unnecessary worry or complexity? What could you have done to simplify those moments? Perhaps it was a meeting that didn't require as much energy or time as you gave it. Maybe it was a conversation that you took too seriously, or a decision you spent too much time agonizing over. The Stoics would encourage you to look at those moments, not with judgment, but with the understanding that simplicity is a path to peace. You can always choose to simplify. You can always choose to focus on what matters most and to let go of the rest. In this space, tonight, there is nothing more to worry about. You don't need to think about what you could have done differently. The day is behind you, and the only thing that matters now is the simplicity of rest. There is nothing you need to add to this moment, and there is nothing you need to accomplish. You are enough, as you are, in this moment of stillness. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, Feel yourself letting go of anything that no longer serves you. If your mind has been racing with thoughts of the future, allow those thoughts to drift away. Imagine that each exhalation is like a gentle breeze, carrying away the clutter and the stress, leaving only the simplicity of the here and now. As you focus on the rhythm of your breath, feel how the simplicity of this action brings a sense of calmness to your mind. There's nothing more you need to do right now. This is your time to rest, to let go, and to embrace the peaceful simplicity of sleep. The world can wait. One of the most important teachings of the Stoics was that happiness is not found in external circumstances, but in how we relate to the world around us. Simplicity is one way we can practice this. By removing the distractions, the unnecessary tasks, and the endless pursuit of more, we open ourselves up to the profound peace that comes from living in harmony with the present moment. The Stoics believed that when we focus on what is essential, we find clarity, purpose, and peace. This simplicity doesn't mean rejecting everything in life, means understanding what is truly important and letting go of the rest. Tonight, as you rest, practice the simplicity that the Stoics so highly valued. Focus on what is here and know your breath, your body, the quiet of the night, and let everything else fall away in the morning. When you wake, you will carry this simplicity with you. You will know that peace is not something you need to chase or find. It is something that is already available to you in every moment. By embracing simplicity, you have access to a life that is less cluttered, more peaceful, and more focused on what truly matters. This doesn't mean that you will never face challenges, or that you will never encounter difficult moments. But it means that when those moments come, you will have the tools to simplify them, to break them down into manageable pieces, and to respond with clarity and calm. So, as you continue to breathe deeply, let simplicity fill your mind and body. Feel the weight of the world lifting off your shoulders as you embrace the quiet peace of the present moment. Let your breath, your body, and your spirit be fully at rest. There is nothing more you need to do. There is nothing more to chase. In this moment, you are enough, and peace is already yours. As your body continues to relax, allowing each breath to deepen and settle, let's now shift our focus to a profound Stoic teaching that can bring a sense of calm and acceptance, not just for the present moment, but for all of life. Embracing impermanence. One of the central tenets of Stoic philosophy is the recognition that everything in life is temporary. The Stoics did not shy away from contemplating the inevitable changes, losses, and challenges that we all face. In fact, they welcomed the idea of impermanence as an essential part of existence. By acknowledging the transient nature of everything, we can let go of our attachment to things, knowing that nothing, not even our most cherished possessions, relationships, or experiences, will last forever. This realization might sound uncomfortable at first, but it is through this understanding that we can find true peace and tranquility. In this moment, as you lie here, allow yourself to consider the impermanence of life not as something to fear, but as something to accept. Your breath, each rise and fall of your chest, is a reminder of this natural fluid breath coming and going, never staying for long. Similarly, each thought that passes through your mind is transient. The world around you, the sounds you hear, and even the sensations you feel, they are all temporary. What this really means is that you don't need to hold onto any of it. There's no need to worry about the future or cling to the past. Life is in constant motion, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay, it's liberating. Imagine for a moment that you are standing by a river. The water is flowing swiftly, the current moving without hesitation, carrying leaves, branches, and even stones along its path. Some of these things may stay in the water for a moment, but eventually they too will move on, swept away by the current. Life, in a sense, is like this river constantly flowing, never the same from one moment to the next. Everything that you see, feel, and experience is part of that flow, moving along with the river of time. Just as the river doesn't cling to its contents, you too don't need to cling to the experiences of your life. The Stoics would encourage you to release your grip on things, on outcomes, and on expectations. Everything will pass in its own time, and there is peace in that. As you breathe in deeply, reflect on the simple yet powerful idea that life is always changing. The challenges you faced today, they too will pass, like the leaves on the surface of the river. The worries and anxieties you may have carried with you earlier, they will eventually be swept away, just like everything else in life. The key is not to resist the flow, but to learn to move with it, to accept the natural course of things. By doing so, you free yourself from the burden of attachment, and you allow yourself to rest peacefully in the moment, now. Let's consider how embracing impermanence can help you release the tension you may still be holding on to. When we become attached to things, whether they are people, possessions, or experiences, we create an emotional bond that makes it difficult to let go. We fear that without these things, we will lose part of ourselves. But the Stoics teach us that attachment is a source of suffering. By accepting the impermanent nature of life, we can learn to appreciate what we have in the present without clinging to it. Think about it for a moment. When you accept that everything is temporary, you begin to appreciate each moment more fully. You begin to savor the time you have, the people in your life, and the experiences you encounter, knowing that they too will eventually pass. This isn't a reason for sadness. Rather, it's an invitation to embrace life more fully. Tonight, as you rest, reflect on the beauty of impermanence. Your body, your thoughts, and even the world around you, they are all part of this fleeting moment. Instead of holding on tightly to any one part of it, allow yourself to flow with the current. There's nothing to fear in this constant change. In fact, it's what makes life so rich and full of possibility. You are not bound by what has passed, nor are you controlled by what lies ahead. You are free in the present, in this very moment, because everything is always changing. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, release the need to control what comes next. Embrace the knowledge that everything in life, even this moment of rest, is fleeting. And that's perfectly okay. Life is about accepting this flow, this transience, and finding peace within it. The Stoics practiced this acceptance with grace, knowing that each day was a gift to be experienced fully, without attachment. As you lie here, allow that sense of freedom to wash over you. Let go of any remaining thoughts about tomorrow, about tasks left undone, or worries that have no place in this peaceful moment. You have already done everything you can today, and now it's time to let go of it all. What's done is done, and what's ahead is simply a river waiting to be crossed when the time comes. The present is all you need right now, and in that space, you are free. The philosophers of ancient times believed that the key to happiness was not found in holding on tightly to what we have, but in learning to let go with grace. When we release our attachment to the outcome, we create space for peace. We can experience life fully, knowing that it is all part of the natural cycle each season, each moment, and each experience. None of it lasts forever, and that is the beauty of it. The sooner we accept this, the sooner we can live fully in each passing moment. Just as you breathe in and breathe out, each moment comes and goes. And just as you are now, you are free to let go, knowing that there is no need to grasp, to hold, or to cling. Life is impermanent, and that is the peace you can carry with you now. As you continue to relax and let go, remember that tomorrow is another moment in the river of time, and you don't need to worry about it. You can live fully in this moment, knowing that life is always flowing, always changing. Each moment you experience is a gift, and the acceptance of impermanence is the key to fully appreciating it. When you rest tonight, remember that peace comes when you stop holding on to what cannot stay. Embrace the beauty of change, and let that understanding carry you into a restful sleep, knowing that tomorrow will bring new experiences, new moments, and new opportunities to practice peace. As your body grows heavier, the quiet of the night deepens around you, and your mind becomes more still. Let's now delve into one of the most powerful Stoic concepts for handling life's inevitable ups and downs: resilience. Life is a series of unpredictable twists and turns, moments of joy and moments of hardship. The Stoics were no strangers to adversity, yet their philosophy offers a pathway to transform hardship into strength. Resilience, in the Stoic sense, isn't just about enduring difficult times. It's about using those times as opportunities for growth. You can think of resilience as the ability to bend without breaking, to face life's challenges with composure, and to rise stronger in the face of difficulty. As you lie here, preparing for a peaceful night's rest, imagine that your body and mind are like a tree. The tree faces many challenges: a storm, a harsh winter, a drought, but it stands firm, its roots deep in the earth, its branches swaying but never breaking. Resilience is like that tree. It doesn't deny the challenges it faces, nor does it avoid them. It simply faces them head-on, drawing strength from its foundation, its roots, its core. Tonight, as you settle into the comfort of your bed, you can take a moment to reflect on your own resilience. Think about the times in your life when you faced challenges, perhaps a difficult situation at work, a personal loss, or a setback that felt overwhelming at the time. Now, look back and recognize that you came through those moments. You faced them, you adapted, and you continued moving forward. The Stoics believed that these very challenges were not obstacles to our peace, but opportunities to practice our virtue, to refine our character, and to grow stronger. They didn't see adversity as something to avoid, but as an essential part of the human experience. In fact, the Stoics would argue that without adversity, there would be no growth. Tonight, as you rest, think about what resilience means for you. You've already demonstrated resilience in countless ways throughout your life, whether you realize it or not. The fact that you're here now, seeking peace and rest, is an act of resilience in itself. Even when life seems chaotic, your ability to pause, to reflect, and to focus on the present moment is a testament to your strength. And in this moment, as you breathe deeply, you are reinforcing that strength. Resilience, for the Stoics, wasn't about being invincible or immune to pain. It was about how you respond when things don't go as planned. It was about how you find your footing, even when the ground feels shaky. One of the central figures in Stoic philosophy, Seneca, wrote about how we can choose our response to any given situation. He said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." What he meant by this was that our minds often exaggerate the magnitude of our problems, causing us more distress than the problems themselves. In this quiet space, as you prepare for rest, reflect on how often you've allowed your mind to spiral into worry, amplifying challenges that weren't as insurmountable as they seemed. Resilience is the ability to quiet those exaggerated thoughts, to confront the situation with a calm mind, and to navigate through it without being overwhelmed. Think for a moment about a time when life threw you a curveball. Maybe it was a professional setback, a misunderstanding with a friend, or a difficult period in your personal life. Now, think about how you responded. In that moment, you had a choice whether to crumble under the pressure or to face the challenge with clarity, patience, and strength. You may not have had control over the situation, but you always have control over your reaction. This is the essence of Stoic resilience. The Stoics didn't deny their emotions, nor did they advocate for suppressing them. Instead, they taught that emotions are not to be followed blindly. Instead, they should be understood and managed. By acknowledging and observing your emotions without letting them dictate your actions, you develop a deeper sense of resilience tonight as you lie in bed. Imagine yourself facing a challenge, something that may be on your mind, or something that may arise in the future. See yourself responding to this challenge with resilience, with patience, and with strength. Imagine yourself as the tree, bending with the wind but never breaking. You don't need to force yourself into a particular emotional state. Instead, simply allow yourself to feel whatever arises and then observe it with calmness and clarity. Resilience doesn't mean you'll never feel discomfort or pen it. Simply means that you have the tools to navigate those feelings without being swept away by them. As you settle deeper into relaxation, feel your body releasing any tension you may be holding on to. Your body, like your mind, is resilient. It knows how to recover, how to heal, and how to restore itself. Each breath you take is an act of resilience, as your body renews itself, preparing for the deep rest you need. And as you rest, your body and mind will continue to strengthen, recharging you for whatever challenges tomorrow might bring. The Stoics believed that adversity is not something to fear, but something to embrace as part of the natural order of life. They recognized that everything in life, both good and bad, is an opportunity for growth. In times of challenge, we learn to sharpen our wisdom, increase our patience, and deepen our character. Resilience, in the Stoic sense, is about knowing that no matter what happens, you are capable of handling it. It's about understanding that you have the power to choose your response, to find your center, and to move forward. As you lie here in the quiet of the night, know that you have already demonstrated resilience in countless ways, and that it is a part of you. It is not something you have to force or create. It is something that already exists within you, ready to rise to the surface when you need it most. As you prepare to drift off into a peaceful sleep, remind yourself that tomorrow is another opportunity to practice resilience. Whatever challenges come your way, you can face them with strength and calm, knowing that they are part of the ebb and flow of life. You are resilient, and nothing can take that away from you. As you continue to sink deeper into relaxation, let's now explore a beautiful Stoic concept that can bring peace even in the most challenging times. Amor Fati in Latin. This means love of fate, and it encapsulates the idea of embracing everything that happens in life, both the good and the bad, as necessary and valuable parts of our journey. The Stoics, particularly Nietzsche later on, argued that true contentment comes not from resisting or wishing away the challenges of life, but from fully accepting everything as part of our fate, even the hardships. Picture this for a moment. Imagine that each event, each encounter, and each feeling is like a note in a grand symphony. The music would be incomplete without the contrast, without the highs and lows, the fast and slow passages. In the same way, your life's symphony is made up of all experiences, both the joyful and the difficult. The Stoics taught that instead of fighting against the difficult notes, we should learn to appreciate them as part of the whole piece. Tonight, as you lie here, preparing for sleep, consider what Amor Fati means for you. Is there something in your life, perhaps a difficulty or challenge, that you've been resisting or wishing were different? The Stoics would ask you to reconsider your approach. Instead of wishing for it to change, see it as an integral part of your life's story. It's easy to think that we should only love the pleasant parts of our lives, the moments of happiness, success, and tranquility. But the Stoics believed that real peace comes when we learn to love all aspects of our existence, even the hard parts, because they, too, shape who we are. As you rest tonight, think about the challenges you faced and the ones you might face in the future. Imagine embracing them fully, seeing them as opportunities for growth, rather than burdens to be endured. This doesn't mean you will always enjoy hardship, but it means that you can approach it with a sense of acceptance and calm. Amor Fati invites you to look at everything through a lens of gratitude, recognizing that everything in your life is, in some way, contributing to your growth and your journey. Imagine that you are standing at the edge of a vast, beautiful landscape. From this vantage point, you can see both the smooth paths and the rocky terrain. At first glance, the rocky parts might seem difficult, even unpleasant. Yet, as you step onto them, you realize they are also necessary for you to reach the next peak. Without the challenges, there would be no growth. Without the obstacles, there would be no achievement. The Stoics believed that we can never be sure what the future holds, but we can always choose how we respond to it. And by embracing whatever comes our way with acceptance and even love, we unlock a deeper sense of peace. Life's twists and turns will continue to come, but with Amor Fati, you are always ready to meet them. This acceptance, this love for all things that happen, is not passive. It's active. It requires an intentional shift in mindset. As you breathe deeply now, imagine embracing the hard moments you faced or the ones you're anticipating with open arms. See them as part of the grand story that is unfolding, one that is unique to you and full of valuable lessons. There is peace in knowing that whatever comes, you are prepared to accept it. You are ready to respond with grace and strength. The Stoics did not teach us to ignore our emotions, but rather to understand and manage them. Amor Fati is not about denying the difficulty of certain experiences, but about learning to accept them with equanimity. It's about recognizing that the universe is always in motion, and that there are things beyond our control. However, there is always one thing we can control: our attitude. We can choose to embrace the events that come our way with gratitude, knowing that they are leading us to where we need to be. As you lie here, drifting towards sleep, take a moment to reflect on your own life. What challenges have you encountered that you might have resisted or fought against? How might things have been different if, instead of wishing they hadn't happened, you had embraced them fully as part of your journey? By practicing Amor Fati, you free yourself from the burden of resistance. You stop fighting against life's flow, and instead, you let it carry you forward, knowing that everything, in its own time, will have meaning. The beauty of Amor Fati is that it allows you to let go of the need for things to be any different than they are. This is where true freedom lies, when we stop wishing for life to change, when we stop yearning for something we don't have or fighting against the reality of what is, we find a profound peace. We no longer need to struggle with the present moment, because we understand that it is exactly what it's supposed to be. Everything that happens, whether we view it as good or bad, is ultimately part of the unfolding of our life. Embracing life with this attitude doesn't mean you stop striving for improvement or growth. Rather, it means that you no longer see obstacles as enemies, but as companions on your path. They are opportunities for transformation, for learning, and for strength. Tonight, as you rest, imagine how different your nights could be if you let go of all resistance. What if you simply accepted whatever comes, knowing that it is part of your path, part of your purpose, and part of your journey? How much lighter would your mind be, knowing that you don't need to fight against anything? All you need to do is breathe and rest, knowing that everything will unfold in its own time. As you settle deeper into the comfort of your bed, feel the peacefulness of Amor Fati fill your mind. There is no need for resistance, no need to change anything. Everything is as it should be. And as you rest tonight, let go of any lingering thoughts about the future or the past. Release the urge to control outcomes. Instead, embrace the flow of life, knowing that each moment, each experience, and each challenge is a gift. Tomorrow will bring new experiences, new lessons, and new opportunities for growth. But tonight, you are exactly where you need to be. In this moment, you are safe, you are whole, and you are at peace. With each breath, allow the acceptance of Amor Fati to deepen. Embrace life's flow, just as you embrace this moment of rest. Whatever comes your way tomorrow, you will face it with calm, with grace, and with the understanding that it is all part of the beautiful journey that is your life. As your body begins to melt deeper into the bed and your breath becomes even slower and steadier, let's take a moment to embrace another essential aspect of Stoic philosophy that has the power to transform the way we live: the serenity of silence. In the midst of life's constant noise and chaos, the Stoics understood the profound value of solitude and silence. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, often wrote about the importance of retreating into oneself, taking time to reflect, and finding peace in silence. The world around us is often loud, filled with distractions, obligations, and the constant hum of daily life. Yet, the Stoics knew that in order to find clarity, inner peace, and wisdom, we must sometimes step away from the noise and take refuge in stillness. As you lie here, ready to drift into sleep, take a moment to reflect on the silence of this moment. It is the perfect environment for peace, free from external distractions, free from the obligations of the day. There's nothing you need to do right now except to allow yourself to be. The noise of the world, the thoughts racing through your mind, the pressure of tomorrow's tasks, all of that is fading away. In this moment, you are free. Silence allows us to reconnect with ourselves. In the quiet of the night, we can hear our own thoughts, our own reflections, and our own wisdom. The Stoics believed that this self-reflection was vital for a peaceful life. When we retreat into silence, we give ourselves the space to understand our emotions, observe our thoughts, and discern what is truly important to us. In this space, free from external judgment or noise, we can cultivate the inner clarity that helps us navigate the complexities of life in the world today. It can be difficult to find such silence. There's always something to distract us, whether it's technology, social media, or the constant buzz of work and responsibilities. But the Stoics understood that in order to cultivate a life of virtue and peace, we must find time to detach from all of this noise. Marcus Aurelius, in particular, often wrote about how he sought peace and clarity by stepping away from his emperor's duties and taking time to retreat into solitude. Even as one of the most powerful men in the world, he understood that true power and wisdom came from within, and that this could only be accessed in moments of silence. Silence, in this sense, isn't just the absence of sound. It is a mental and emotional space where we can pause, reflect, and reconnect with our core values. In these moments, we free ourselves from the expectations of others, from the demands of life, and from the endless noise that surrounds us. We are able to listen to our own thoughts, to understand our feelings, and to gain insight into what we truly need. As you rest tonight, embrace the silence around you. Feel the peace it brings as the world outside fades away, and you are left with only the sound of your breath, the gentle rhythm of your heartbeat, and the quiet comfort of your body resting in bed. Let this silence be a refuge, a sanctuary where you can let go of all the external pressures and simply be. Think for a moment about the times when you've experienced this kind of silence. It may have been in a moment of quiet solitude, on a walk through nature, or perhaps in a quiet room, away from the chaos of life. In those moments, you may have found a deep sense of calmer feeling of being at peace with yourself and with the world. The Stoics believed that it is in these moments of silence that we can most clearly hear the truth within us. Without the distractions of the external world, we can reconnect with our deeper wisdom, the part of us that understands what is truly important. Imagine that in this quiet moment, you can hear your inner voice more clearly than ever before. This voice is not influenced by the noise of society or the expectations of others. It is your authentic voice, the one that understands what you need, what you value, and what is truly worth your attention. The more we embrace silence, the more we can hear this voice, and the more we can live in alignment with our true selves. Tonight, as you settle into the deep silence of sleep, allow this voice to guide you into peaceful rest. Let go of the outside world and trust that the quiet space you're creating is exactly what you need. In silence, we are not alone. We are connected with our deepest self, the source of our wisdom and inner peace. As you continue to relax, let the silence become a source of comfort. The Stoics often spoke about the power of solitude, not as a form of isolation, but as a way to strengthen our connection with our own thoughts and feelings. Solitude allows us to recharge, to reflect, and to become more attuned to what we truly need. Think of it as a space where you can simply be yourself, free from the judgments and expectations of others. In solitude, you are not required to perform, to entertain, or to meet anyone's needs but your own. You are free to rest, to reflect, and to simply exist in your most authentic state. The silence you are experiencing right now is a gift, one that allows you to let go of everything that is not necessary, and to focus on what truly matters. In this peaceful silence, you have the freedom to rest fully, knowing that there is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be. All that matters is that you are here, in this moment, finding comfort and peace in the quiet. As you continue to breathe deeply, allow yourself to feel the full benefit of this silence. Let go of the mental chatter, the worries, the to-do lists. You are free from them for now. In the stillness of the night, you have created a space for complete rest for your body, your mind, and your spirit. This is the power of silence. It allows you to reset, to recharge, and to return to the world with renewed clarity and purpose. So, as you settle deeper into this silence, know that it is a space for healing, for peace, and for restoration. Embrace it fully and let it guide you into a deep and restful sleep. Tomorrow will bring its own challenges, its own noise, but for now, in this moment, you are free. You have found the serenity of silence, and in that silence, you have found peace. Let this peace accompany you into sleep, knowing that when you wake, you will be ready to face the world again, renewed and calm, with the wisdom of silence guiding your every step. As the quiet deepens, and you feel the stillness wrap around you like a soft blanket, let's turn to another essential Stoic practice that can bring true tranquility to your life: Fortune's wheel, or the Stoic response to life's unpredictable nature. Life, as the Stoics knew, is not a straight line, it's a wheel that turns, and with it, brings both highs and lows. The Stoics believed that we cannot control the twists of fate, the fluctuations of fortune, or the changes that life brings. But what we can control is our response to them. This perspective brings immense peace because it liberates us from the need to control what is beyond our grasp. Imagine life as a great wheel, one that is constantly in motion. One moment, you're on top enjoying success, happiness, and prosperity. The next moment, the wheel turns, and you find yourself facing challenges, hardships, and losses. But the beauty of Stoic thought is that no matter where you are on the wheel, you always have the choice to respond with grace, clarity, and resilience. As you lie here, feeling your body relax and your mind quiet, think about the times in your life when the wheel of fortune has turned. Maybe you've experienced a great success, a moment when things were flowing effortlessly and everything seemed to fall into place. But just as easily, you may have experienced a time when everything felt uncertain, when the wheel seemed to bring hardship, disappointment, or loss. The Stoics would tell you that this is part of life's natural rhythm. The wheel always turns, and so we must adapt to it. You cannot control the wheel itself, nor can you prevent its turning, but you do have the power to choose how to respond when it does. Think about those moments when life seemed to be going well. Did you truly embrace that success with gratitude, or did you take it for granted, expecting it to last forever? And on the other hand, when things were difficult, did you resist the challenges, or did you face them with strength, knowing that they were also part of the grand design of life? The Stoics believed that our job is not to seek control over the ups and downs of fortune, but to cultivate the inner peace and resilience needed to navigate those changes gracefully. Tonight, as you rest, think about your own life's wheel. Reflect on how you have responded to both fortunes, highs and lows. Perhaps, like many, you found yourself wishing that certain moments would last forever, or fighting against inevitable losses. But the Stoic view is that these fluctuations are not something to fear. They are, in fact, a natural part of existence. What we can control is our inner state, how we meet these changes with a calm mind and a steady heart. In this quiet moment, let go of any attachment to the idea that life should always be smooth or predictable. Imagine that you are standing before the wheel of fortune, watching it turn. As it spins, you can feel the shift from highs to lows, from joy to sorrow. But rather than fighting it, imagine yourself embracing this motion, knowing that it's all part of the flow. Just as a storm will pass, so too will the sunny days. This doesn't mean you'll never experience pain or frustration. It means you can accept whatever comes, with the understanding that it will pass, just like everything else. The Stoics didn't aim to escape the hardships of life. Instead, they aimed to face them head-on, with composure and strength, knowing that these challenges were not enemies, but opportunities for growth. When you face life with this mindset, you begin to see each twist of fortune as a chance to refine your character, to practice patience, and to build resilience. Even the darkest times can bring valuable lessons. Think about a time when the wheel of fortune turned and brought hardship into your life. How did you respond? Did you resist? Or did you accept that this moment was part of your journey, one that would eventually bring new growth and new wisdom? Tonight, as you lie in bed, picture yourself at the center of the wheel, not clinging to the highs, but remaining steady through the lows. Imagine yourself calmly accepting whatever comes your way, knowing that each turn is a part of your story. The Stoics believed that if we can learn to accept life's inevitable changes with grace, we will find peace in every moment, whether we are riding high or facing adversity. There's no need to fear the wheel turning. Instead, we must prepare ourselves to meet it with poise and calm. The wheel will always turn and fortune will always shift. But what remains constant is your ability to adapt to those changes, to face them with equanimity. This is the heart of Stoic resilience, knowing that no matter where you find yourself on life's wheel, you have the strength to rise to the occasion, to meet the challenges with clarity, and to maintain your peace as you relax deeper into your bed. Allow yourself to imagine the wheel of fortune spinning slowly before you. Feel a sense of calm and acceptance as you watch it move, knowing that both good and bad times are simply phases that will pass. Whatever comes tomorrow, whether joy or hardship, you are ready to meet it. There's no need to cling to the pleasant moments, and there's no need to fear the difficult ones. All of it is part of your journey, and in each moment, you have the choice to meet it with grace. The wheel may turn, but you remain steady. Tonight, rest in the knowledge that you don't need to fight against the changes of life. Instead, embrace them, knowing that they are an integral part of your growth. When you wake, remember that the wheel will continue to turn, but you are ready. You have already practiced the art of acceptance, and no matter what tomorrow brings, you can face it with strength and calm. In the stillness of this moment, let the peace of fortune's wheel settle into your mind. The ups and downs of life are inevitable, but you have the power to navigate them with poise, knowing that no matter what happens, you will remain steady. Tomorrow is another day, another turn of the wheel, but for now, let go of everything. Trust in the flow, knowing that you are prepared to face whatever comes with clarity and peace. As the soft quiet continues to envelop you, deepening your sense of relaxation, let's now reflect on an essential principle that has been central to Stoic philosophy for centuries: the balance of virtue. Virtue, according to the Stoics, is the key to a life well lived. And it is through cultivating this inner strength that we find true contentment. Virtue, in the Stoic sense, is not merely about behaving well or following moral codes. It's about aligning your actions with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These four virtues form the core of Stoic thought and guide every aspect of how we live. As you lie here, let's take a moment to think about these virtues and how they can serve as a compass for your life. Wisdom is the ability to understand the world as it is, and to make choices based on that understanding. Courage is the strength to do what is right, even in the face of fear or difficulty. Justice is the commitment to act with fairness and to contribute to the well-being of others. And temperance is the ability to control our desires and impulses, finding balance in every aspect of life. Together, these virtues create a balanced foundation for a peaceful and purposeful life. But tonight, as you rest, think of them not as lofty ideals, but as practices that you can embrace in your own life, beginning with this moment. In this moment, there is no need to rush, no need to do anything other than to rest and restore. Yet even in this stillness, You can practice temperance by letting go of any lingering tensions, worries, or distractions. You can practice wisdom by allowing yourself the space to reflect, without judgment, on the events of the day. And as you relax further, you can practice courage by facing the quiet with an open heart, willing to rest and receive the peace that comes with true stillness. Each of these virtues is an opportunity to grow and find balance. So tonight, embrace the practice of virtue in its simplest form by being present, by letting go of the noise, and by cultivating calm as you lie here. Allow your mind to wander through these virtues, gently considering each one. Wisdom asks you to see things as they truly are, not as you wish them to be. It's about understanding that there are things you cannot control, and embracing the freedom that comes with this knowledge. Courage calls you to meet life head-on, to face challenges and uncertainties with a clear mind and an open heart. Justice, in its truest form, asks you to treat others with fairness and respect, but also to honor yourself and your needs. And temperance asks you to find balance in all things, whether in your actions, your thoughts, or your desires. In this quiet space, you don't need to rush through these virtues. Simply allow yourself to reflect on how they can guide your life in small but meaningful ways. The Stoics believed that by practicing these virtues, we align ourselves with nature, and in doing so, we find peace and purpose. Each of these virtues provides a framework through which we can approach every situation in life with calm and clarity. In this moment, as you rest and breathe, feel how these virtues are already within you, waiting to be cultivated and practiced. You don't need to strive for perfection. You simply need to allow them to grow naturally, like seeds being watered by your daily actions. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, let go of any judgment or expectation. In this moment, as you lie here preparing for sleep, you are already practicing the balance of virtue. You are choosing to rest, choosing to reflect, and choosing to align yourself with the peace that comes from within. You are embodying the wisdom of the Stoics by accepting this moment as it is without the need for striving or effort. You are embracing courage by allowing yourself to surrender to rest, trusting that this time is exactly what you need. You are embodying justice by giving yourself the space to recharge, knowing that this time of rest is a necessary part of your well-being, and you are practicing temperance by finding balance in your body and mind, letting go of any tension or worry that has accumulated throughout the day. As you breathe in and out, let each breath serve as a reminder of these virtues. You are enough, just as you are, and in this moment, you are practicing the balance of virtue simply by being present and allowing yourself to rest. The Stoics believed that the cultivation of virtue is a lifelong journey, one that requires patience, self-awareness, and consistent effort. But it's not about achieving perfection or reaching some ultimate state of moral excellence. It's about the daily practice of living in alignment with these core principles. And as you rest tonight, know that you are already on this path, one step at a time. Every choice you make, every breath you take, and every moment of reflection brings you closer to living a life of virtue. This is not a destination, but a practice one that grows over time, deepening your connection to yourself and the world around you. Tonight, as you rest, allow this understanding of virtue to settle into your heart and mind. There is nothing you need to prove, nowhere you need to be, and nothing you need to change in this moment. You are exactly where you need to be, practicing the balance of virtue simply by being present and allowing yourself to rest fully as you continue to breathe deeply. Let this sense of balance and calm deepen with every inhale and exhale. The virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance are not distant ideals. They are already within you, ready to be embraced in every moment. You don't need to search for them outside of yourself. They are part of you, waiting to be nurtured with each choice you make. Tonight, as you rest, reflect on how these virtues can guide you in the days to come, and how they can bring you closer to the peace and balance that the Stoics valued. You are already practicing them, one breath at a time, and in doing so, you are creating a foundation for a peaceful, purposeful life. As the night deepens around you, and your body grows heavier with each breath, we now turn our attention to another essential Stoic teaching, the importance of gratitude. Gratitude is often seen as something we practice when things are going well, but the Stoics understood that it is equally, if not more, valuable in the difficult times. Gratitude is not just a reaction to pleasant circumstances. It is an attitude toward life itself, one that sees every experience, good or bad, as an opportunity for growth. In fact, the Stoics believed that gratitude was a core practice for cultivating tranquility, because it shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. In this moment, as you lie here, take a deep breath in and allow yourself to reflect on the things in your life that you can be grateful for. You don't need to look far. Gratitude often starts with the simple things. Maybe it's the warmth of your bed, the softness of your pillow, or the stillness of the night. Perhaps it's the opportunity to rest, to let go of the stresses of the day, and to recharge. The Stoics believed that we should be grateful not only for the big blessings in life, but also for the small, everyday gifts that we often take for granted. In this quiet space, allow yourself to appreciate everything you have right now, even if it's just the calm and quiet of this moment. This act of gratitude is powerful because it reorients your mind away from what you don't have and brings your focus back to what you do. And in doing so, you create a deeper sense of peace and contentment. The more you practice gratitude, the more you train your mind to see the good in every situation, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem. Imagine, for a moment, that you're standing in front of a vast field. In this field are all the things you've experienced in your life, your successes, your failures, your joys, your struggles. The Stoics believed that everything we encounter in life is an opportunity to learn and grow. When you stand in this field, take a moment to reflect on the lessons you've learned from each of these experiences. Even the difficult moments, the times of pain and hardship, have something to teach us. Gratitude for these moments doesn't mean you need to pretend they didn't hurt or that they were easy to endure. It simply means recognizing that, like everything else in life, they too were part of the journey. They have shaped who you are today and have given you the strength and wisdom to face whatever comes next. Gratitude allows you to see that life's challenges are not obstacles, but part of the process of becoming who you are meant to be. As you lie here, breathe in deeply and reflect on the things you are grateful for, whether they are the simple comforts of life or the more profound lessons that come from hardship. This practice doesn't require grand gestures or extraordinary events. It's simply about recognizing the value in every moment, whether it's a moment of joy or a moment of difficulty. Gratitude isn't about seeking perfection. It's about seeing the perfection in the imperfection of life itself. In this moment of rest, take time to embrace the things you often overlook, the small, everyday blessings that contribute to your peace. Perhaps it's the quiet of the night, the feeling of your body sinking into the mattress, or the rhythm of your breath. Even in this simple stillness, there is so much to be grateful for. This is what the Stoics understood, that by focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we can cultivate a sense of abundance and peace, no matter what external circumstances may be. Gratitude is not about denying the difficulties of life or pretending that everything is always perfect. It's about accepting life as it is, with all of its challenges and joys, and finding peace in the process. Gratitude helps us see the good in everything, even the struggles, because we understand that each experience is part of our growth. Tonight, as you breathe in and out, let your heart swell with gratitude for everything that has brought you to this moment. You don't need to wait for a special occasion to practice gratitude. You don't need to wait for the perfect situation. You can begin right here, in this moment, with everything you have right now. And as you practice gratitude, you may find that you begin to notice more and more things to be grateful for. The world, in its simplicity, is full of gifts waiting to be appreciated. Gratitude makes the small moments significant, and the ordinary moments extraordinary. The Stoics also emphasized gratitude for the things we cannot control, those parts of life that are unpredictable or uncertain. Rather than focusing on what could go wrong, they encouraged us to focus on the ways we can grow from the experiences life offers. Even when things don't go as planned, we can still be grateful for the opportunity to learn. This is perhaps one of the most powerful aspects of Stoic gratitude, the ability to see the value in all of life's experiences, whether they bring us happiness or hardship. In this moment, as you rest, imagine that you are grateful for everything in your life, not just the pleasant things, but also the challenges, the losses, and the lessons they've taught you. Embrace them as part of the whole journey, and recognize that without these moments, you would not be the person you are today. Let your mind soften around these reflections, and allow the peace of gratitude to settle deeply into your heart. Now, as you lie here preparing for sleep, think of gratitude as a practice that goes beyond this moment. It's something you can carry with you into every day. The more you focus on the things you are grateful for, the more your mind will be trained to seek out the good in every situation. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to stress, worry, and anxiety, because it shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. With each breath, feel the peace that comes from acknowledging everything in your life, both the big and small, things as worthy of your appreciation. You are not waiting for a perfect life or the absence of difficulties to be grateful. You are choosing, right now, to be grateful for the gift of this moment and for everything that has led you here. Tomorrow, as you rise, continue to practice this gratitude. Let it guide you through the day, helping you find contentment, no matter what challenges or joys come your way. For now, though, rest in the knowledge that you are enough, just as you are, and that everything you have is a gift. Let this gratitude fill you completely, bringing you peace and rest as you sleep, ready to face a new day with calm and purpose. As the quiet of the night wraps itself around you and your body continues to relax deeply, let's explore a concept that has been both an anchor and a guide for countless people throughout history: the importance of reflecting on our lives, not in the sense of regret or worry, but with a calm, rational assessment of where we are and where we've been. Reflection is a fundamental aspect of Stoic philosophy. It's through reflection that we grow, adapt, and move forward with greater clarity and purpose. For the Stoics, daily reflection wasn't about self-criticism. It was about taking a moment to pause, to check in with ourselves, and to make sure that we are aligned with our core values and purpose. It's easy to go through life without really paying attention to how our actions align with our intentions. Often we get caught up in the rush of daily tasks, the noise of expectations, or the constant drive to reach the next goal. Reflection, however, is an opportunity to step back, to look at the bigger picture, and to make sure we're living in accordance with what we truly believe is important. Tonight, as you prepare for rest, take a moment to reflect on your own life, on the choices you've made, the paths you've taken, and the lessons you've learned. There's no judgment here, just a calm, open space for you to reflect on the ways in which you've grown, and the ways in which you may want to continue growing. The Stoics believed that by regularly engaging in reflection, we are able to see ourselves more clearly and make course corrections when necessary. Reflection allows us to assess our actions and thoughts without judgment or guilt. It's about observing ourselves with the same compassion and understanding we would offer a good friend. In this space, there's no need to rush through your thoughts or to be critical of yourself. Just be present, acknowledge where you are, and allow yourself the grace to see your journey as it is, full of successes, lessons, and growth as you lie here in the quiet of the night. Consider the moments of your day not as isolated events, but as part of a larger narrative that's unfolding in your life. Reflect on the ways in which you responded to the challenges you encountered today. Did you react with patience, wisdom, and temperance? Were there moments when you acted in alignment with your Stoic principles? If you look closely, you may see that even the small actions of your day are a reflection of your character and values. Even the briefest of exchanges, the way you carried yourself during a difficult conversation, or how you responded to an unexpected change in your plans, these are all moments that shape the person you are becoming. The Stoics practice this kind of daily reflection, knowing that it is through conscious awareness of our actions and thoughts that we grow. And while it's easy to fall into the habit of rushing from one thing to the next, it's in these reflective moments that we give ourselves the opportunity to learn, adapt, and improve. Take a moment, right now, to reflect on something positive from your day, something that went well, or a moment where you acted in alignment with your values. It might be as simple as taking time for yourself or responding to a challenge with patience. Let these small successes fill you with a sense of gratitude, knowing that you are continually evolving and growing at the same time. Reflection doesn't mean ignoring the moments where things didn't go as planned. In fact, the Stoics believed that it's in these moments of struggle that we have the greatest opportunity to practice resilience, patience, and understanding. Instead of focusing on the ways you failed or didn't meet your expectations, think of these moments as opportunities for growth. Reflection allows us to look at what happened, to understand it from a calm, rational place, and to use it as a stepping stone toward becoming the best version of ourselves. We don't need to berate ourselves or feel guilty for the mistakes we make. Instead, we can embrace these moments with the same compassion we'd offer someone else who was struggling. In this quiet moment, give yourself permission to reflect on any challenges you encountered today, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Ask yourself what you can learn from these experiences. How can they make you stronger, more resilient, or more wise? This is the beauty of reflection. It turns every experience, whether positive or negative, into an opportunity to grow as you continue to relax. Take a few moments to simply breathe deeply, allowing the space for reflection to settle in. As you think back on your day, know that you are doing exactly what the Stoics recommended, taking the time to review your actions and thoughts, and using that insight to make adjustments for the future. It's important to remember that reflection doesn't require a deep dive into self-criticism or regret. It's about observing, understanding, and adjusting. It's about taking ownership of your life and seeing yourself clearly, without judgment. This process of self-reflection is something that can be practiced every day, whether in moments of stillness like this or throughout the routine of your daily life. And as you reflect, remember that the goal is not perfection, but progress. Every day, every moment, is an opportunity to learn and grow. And reflection is the tool that helps us see those opportunities. As you lie here, drifting into rest, think of your journey as a continuous flow, one that will continue tomorrow and beyond. By making reflection a regular practice, you create space to continually align yourself with your values and principles. It's not about achieving perfection, but about becoming more aware and more intentional with each passing day. And as you prepare for sleep, remind yourself that tomorrow is another opportunity for reflection, another opportunity to practice the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, and another chance to grow and evolve. The Stoics believed that the only thing we can truly control is our response to life's events, and is through reflection that we fine-tune that response. Now, as you allow yourself to drift off into a peaceful rest, know that this moment of reflection is just one step in your journey. Every night is an opportunity to let go, to rest, and to reflect. And with each day, you are moving closer to a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. Rest well, knowing that reflection has already set you on the path toward continued growth and peace. As the silence continues to deepen around you, bringing a quiet sense of peace and rest, let's end our journey together with a gentle, reflective wind-down, one that aligns perfectly with the Stoic understanding of rest, renewal, and a tranquil life. The Stoics believed that in order to live a fulfilled life, we must cultivate moments of rest and reflection regularly, not just when we feel tired, but as a necessary practice for our well-being. This philosophy of rest is not just about sleep. It's about the importance of turning inward, finding peace in the stillness, and recharging both physically and mentally for the challenges ahead. It's easy in today's fast-paced world to overlook the importance of rest. We often think of rest as a luxury, something we take only after we've worked hard. But the Stoics saw rest as essential for living a virtuous and effective life. After all, how can we respond to the demands of life with clarity, wisdom, and resilience if we're constantly running on empty? In this moment, as you prepare for sleep, recognize that you are doing something incredibly valuable, taking the time to rest and rejuvenate. The simple act of lying down, releasing the tensions of the day, and allowing yourself to slip into peaceful sleep is in itself an act of self-care and wisdom. So, as you breathe deeply and settle into this moment of tranquility, consider that sleep is not an escape, but a natural and vital part of the cycle of life. The Stoics understood the importance of this cycle, the need to exert ourselves in meaningful ways and then retreat into rest, allowing our bodies and minds to recover so that we can face each new challenge with energy and clarity. As you continue to relax, let yourself embrace the fullness of rest. Sleep, for the Stoics, is a time for the mind and body to rejuvenate, to replenish, and to repair. It's not just an escape from the demands of life, but an opportunity to reconnect with yourself, to restore the equilibrium of your thoughts and emotions. Imagine that, as you sleep tonight, you are giving yourself permission to release all of the stresses and distractions that have followed you throughout the day. You're allowing yourself to rest completely, knowing that tomorrow will bring new opportunities for growth, challenge, and learning. But for now, you have earned this time to rejuvenate. It's easy to forget that rest is part of the natural rhythm of life, a rhythm that the Stoics embraced fully. They knew that by cultivating moments of peace, whether through sleep, reflection, or solitude, we maintain our mental and emotional health. This balance between activity and rest is what allows us to move through the world with grace and purpose. So tonight, as you lay your body down, think of it as a way of honoring the natural rhythm of life. You're not just sleeping, you're actively contributing to your well-being and preparing for tomorrow's journey with a renewed sense of clarity now. As you slip deeper into sleep, think of the Stoic idea of eudaimonia, term that refers to flourishing or living a life of virtue and fulfillment. This state of well-being is something the Stoics believed was accessible to everyone, not through external success, but through the cultivation of inner virtues. Sleep, in this sense, becomes a vital part of that flourishing, as it allows you to recharge and restore the energy necessary to live according to your highest values. When we're well rested, we're better able to practice patience, wisdom, and resilience. The Stoics understood that each day is a new opportunity to live virtuously, and every night's rest is an essential part of that cycle. In this quiet moment, think about how you can carry the wisdom of the Stoics into your waking hours. How can you practice gratitude, patience, and acceptance in the coming day? As you rest tonight, the virtues you've been reflecting on, wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice, are already taking root in your subconscious. Rest is where the seeds of tomorrow's actions are planted, nurtured in the quiet moments of reflection and peace. Sleep, then, is not a passive activity. It's a restorative, vital practice, one that empowers you to live a life in alignment with your values. Think of each moment of rest as a small, gentle renewal, a reminder that life is full of cycles, periods of activity, followed by moments of rest. Each moment of rest, each breath, each heartbeat is an opportunity to honor that cycle, and in doing so, honor yourself. The Stoics were keenly aware of the necessity of this balance between doing and being, between effort and relaxation. They didn't see rest as something to be guilty of, but as a natural and necessary part of the human experience. Just as a tree grows by drawing on both sunlight and soil, we too grow by alternating between action and rest. Tonight, as you drift off to sleep, feel the peace that comes with surrendering to this natural rhythm. Let yourself fully embrace the stillness and know that this time of rest is essential to your growth and flourishing. As you continue to relax, let go of any lingering thoughts or worries. Allow yourself to float freely in the quiet space you've created. You don't need to rush, and there's nothing to do but to be in this moment of deep rest. The Stoics believed in the power of the present moment. You don't need to think about what comes next or what has already passed. Right now, in this space of rest, you are exactly where you need to be. With every breath, you're letting go more deeply into this state of peacefulness. Your body and mind are becoming lighter, calmer, and more attuned to the natural flow of rest and renewal. As you allow yourself to fully surrender to sleep, know that when you wake, you will be ready to face the world again, renewed, grounded, and clear. This is the wisdom of the Stoics, that by taking care of ourselves through moments of reflection, rest, and self-care, we can continue to live in alignment with our deepest values. Sleep is not just an escape from the world, it's an essential part of embracing the world fully, with wisdom, grace, and resilience. Tonight, as you sleep, know that you are giving yourself the gift of rest, and that this rest is an act of self-respect and love. You are honoring your body, your mind, and your spirit. So let yourself sink deeper into this peaceful sleep. knowing that each breath brings you closer to a state of deep, restorative rest, and that when you awake, you will be ready to take on tomorrow's challenges with clarity and calm.